Hey there, good morning, folks. Hope you're having a happy Tuesday morning. Going to go over the markets real quick. Pre-market here. Take a look at what we've got going on. Market struggled yesterday. Looks like we might be testing some key areas of support. 50-day moving average on the Nasdaq. Um, you know, we need a pullback. I've been saying that for a very long time. Haven't really gotten one. June swoon is what everybody's talking about right now. Indecision with the Fed, stuff going on with Greece. We've got all kinds of stuff happening, and then just overvaluation in general, and all overbought conditions. We're really having a difficult time breaking out with any kind of conviction. But look, we continue to trade within a range that we've been trading in for quite a while, and we can still come down and test the trend line in a lot of these composites that and still remain fully within a long-term upward trend. So I don't think it's time to panic yet, but maybe we get maybe I'd love to see us get a 10% pullback. So anyway, let's uh let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the indexes here, things I'm watching this morning. Um, the Nasdaq, like I said, looks as though we might break below the 50-day moving average. Let's take a look at gold and gold miners. Every time I think that they might actually do a little something something, they seem to give us a nice pull back. So we broke over the 50-day. Now we're kind of sitting on the 50-day for the DDXJ. Broke
Shares of
below.
GM General Motors 35.40 now.
Hey, listen, real
That's up
quick on the
41 cents
fat
in the
cats.
pre-market for Golf Michael. Report last night from the Wall Street Journal said that Fiat Chrysler CEO Marchioni was contacting hedge funds in order to urge General Motors into a merger. That was according to sources reported last night by the Wall Street Journal. Shares of GM now at 35.40 up 41 cents. Shares of Fiat Chrysler up 7 cents at 15.66 FCAU.
So listen, that was Benzinga Pro, and you may hear him chime in a little bit more. I signed up for this Benzinga Professional, and this is actually I have this link at the bottom of my page. I got to tell you guys, this thing is awesome, man. I mean, I signed up for the 89.95 a month, whatever. But look, if you're going to be doing this professionally, trading, so forth and so on, this is a tool to me that just is just a no-brainer. You get these alerts here, right? I've got this set up in two different screens, two different types of channels. I get news, exclusives, FDA,
Goldman
M&A.
Sachs chain store sales minus 2.7% for week of June 6th, plus 2.1% on year.
And then I've also got rumors, trading ideas, and movers on this side. And, you know, you got the audio, and that's the reason why I got the 89.95 a month plan. I mean, when something's coming up, this guy, touts what's happening. And
JEC Jacobs wins 5-year contract with the U.S. National Guard. Juliet Echo Charlie.
I mean, it's awesome. You get instantaneous alerts. So I'm really, really digging this, and you guys should absolutely check it out.
Wingstop raising its IPO price range from $2.16 to $18 per share.
I don't know how well this is going to go with this morning with my video here, but every time he speaks, I'm gonna have to stop and listen. Anyway, gold, looks like maybe we pierced the lower Bollinger Band. We might get a little bounce there, but gold still looks like it's in trouble. Hack, CYBR, FireEye, Fortinet, FTNT, Palo Alto, they're all on fire. they need to pull back. I mean, I think it would be real healthy to get a pullback, but for the long-term hold, for the long-term, investment type style, I think this is a huge place to be. I think it's where you want to be long term. So, on any pullbacks, if you haven't had an opportunity to participate in FireEye or CyberArk, look at it as a potential area to start dipping your toe on any kind of substantial pullback. IBB, you know, I mentioned it. It looks like it's getting a little heavy, but I mean, it's holding up fairly well. I mean, it's just tired. It's consolidating, so it might need more time. But the sector is still very strong. Look for it to break out over this trend line or continue to consolidate before we get another significant move. ITB Home Builders actually came down.
PDVW, Pacific Data Vision, reports a loss of 44 cents.
I mean, how awesome is that, right? I love this Benzinga. So anyway, ITB, bouncing off the trend line. We'll see if this holds or if it's going to come down here and test this 200-day moving average. IWM, full disclosure, I still have a position within Hovnanian that I took for a swing, and it really hasn't done anything. I'm pretty much flat in the position. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. IWM holding up surprisingly well, and looking as though, I mean, to me, this still looks pretty healthy, right? 200 days sloping up, 100 days sloping up. Everything's kind of sloping up a little bit. Consolidating. It's just consolidating, and I certainly wouldn't be panicking. I mean, look, 120, 121 is really, if we break below 121, that's when I probably would start to get pretty nervous. Actually, about 122. If we take out the 100-day, might start to get a little nervous, but it seems to be holding up fairly well. The transportation, I mean, and that's the big thing that's got everybody upset. Transportation did get whacked. It came up, basically broke below this trend line, came back up, tried to get back above it, it's pulled back down. Now you've got, I mean, on the horizon here, if this 50 crosses below the 200-day, you're looking at, the death cross of the IYT transportation index. Look, and, supposedly Dow theory, that could take us down. And look, it could happen, but I mean, sell and make could go away could happen. A lot of things could happen. We'll just see how this all plays out. I wouldn't start panicking yet. Mid caps did break down a little bit yesterday. Not really crazy about how this one's looking. Looks like it probably wants to come down and test the 100-day moving average. If we don't bounce here, we're likely to, if we break below, we're likely to come down, maybe at least put in a test somewhere around the 200-day moving average. Let's take a look at SMH. Continues to waterfall. Now it's starting to get a little interesting. I mean, we're coming down. Looks like we're going to test maybe this 100-day moving average right around 56 bucks. We lose that, we probably come down and test the 200-day moving average. And it looks like it's just, it doesn't look as though it wants to stop. So I'd be careful in the semiconductor space, and which is interesting since we've had all that merger and acquisition stuff going on. Social pulling back a little bit. Facebook hasn't been acting very well. Twitter, I did start a small swing position in Twitter, but I'm fully prepared for Twitter to go down to $29, and I may look to add to my position there, or even a test of 32 or so. I might add to my position. Twitter is a long-term hold. Twitter is not something I'm trying to make a real quick trade on, so I've been gradually building my position. S&P 500 does not look good. Lost the 100-day moving average yesterday. And I think that's a big concern for some people. Look for this to come down and maybe test this 2045 area in that range, which would be around the 200-day moving average and former price support in the 2040 area. But S&P 500 not looking real strong. TBT is looking kind of interesting, kind of consolidating above the 200-day moving average, and the TLT looking as though it wants to go lower. TNA, not looking real healthy, right? So, you know, if we do get some kind of sell-off, break through some critical areas of support, volatility did start to pick up yesterday, even though TVIX did not reflect that. You know, TVIX is kind of looking like it's putting in a bottom, right? I'm surprised this thing has not done a reverse split yet. I would think that would be on the horizon real soon. But you know, seems to be kind of basing out here. So watch volatility. If volatility really starts to pick up, you know, the funny thing about this TIVX is if volatility does pick up, you got the dollar roll, which can be pretty powerful, and you know, break over the 20-day moving average. Could get interesting. So keep an eye on it. TZA. You know, if we do get a rollover, I mean, we get the $10 cross, the 50-day moving average cross. We got a lot of space up here till basically around 11 bucks or so. It could be a nice little move. USLV, yeah, we don't care about that. Let's take a look at energy. Energy is not looking real great. I mean, it's okay. You know, it's getting sloppy up here, right? So I would be very I would be cautious. Wow, Mr. T is on CNBC. Hold on a second here. I gotta mute this for a minute. Let's see. USO. I mean, I like the fact that it is hanging tough over the 50-day moving average. I would just be cautious in the energy space. It's not looking real strong. Need to tighten this up. Let's take a look at the strength of the dollar, which, you know, seems like it's taking a little breather. Maybe it comes down here and does a, you know, another test in this 24 area. Which, you know, the strength of the dollar, I mean, if it weakens, that's actually should be a good thing since we were panicking about, you know, the dollar being too strong. But everybody's calling for the dollar to go higher. So, UWTIs, you know, like I said, I would avoid the energy sector at least right now. Home builders, let's see. Although this is kind of interesting right here, the XLE, and look at that, right? This could be actually a bounce spot for the XLE. Breaks below this trend line, might get a little ugly, but definitely interesting. Definitely worth keeping. I would keep an eye on the energy sector, but I wouldn't go jumping, you know, piling into it. XLF financials, you know, they're consolidating. I mean, if we start to get interest rate rise, of course, the financials are going to do better, and a lot of the financial names look pretty darn good. I think it's a sector you definitely want to keep an eye on. Consumer discretionary not looking good. I think we get retail sales numbers sometime soon here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I still have my position in Yang. I'm stubborn. You know, China they keep reporting bad numbers, and the market just keeps going crazy. Who knows how long that will last? I don't have a big position in Yang, but I do hold a small position. I do think that it's way overheated over there. But anyway, that's it, folks. That's all I've got for this morning. Look, check out that Benzinga Pro. It's down at the bottom of my blog. It is awesome. If you guys want real-time news, you know, and real-time alerts as to things that are going on in the market. All right, hey, have a fantastic day trading today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.